Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I have to get this video done because I have a 9-year-old who is demanding that I take him to breakfast. And so, unfortunately, this kid thinks he's the priority over all of you. But we're going to do the video first. I wanted to bring your attention to this today. The Digital Pound Foundation is going to have, there's going to be someone from the Digital Pound Foundation, Citigroup, NatWest, and Jason Cousins from Glint is going to do a they're going to do a, I guess it's a panel on online, and you can go there and check it out. Jason Cousins from Glint was on a YouTube channel yesterday. Listen to this little portion.
Everybody in the world, everyone on this planet appreciates gold. There's no one who won't accept some gold off me. And the price is the same all over the world. The only problem is that I couldn't pop down to, a grocery store to buy some groceries with my gold. They're not going to accept that because we've moved to this, digital payment system. And I kind of thought, well, I think I can do that. I think I can enable physical gold that you own that's in a vault to be able to participate in electronic payments. And that's what we've done with the Glint app, with the Glint MasterCard. Here's the Glint MasterCard there. I'm just showing you.
I have one of those.
It allows me to, I can pay with using the app, I can buy gold as little as 1 cent's worth of gold or millions of dollars worth of gold if I've got the money in my account. And once I've done that, I can save that gold. Outside of the US, I can send it to other people. We'll hopefully bring that to the US, that functionality to the US soon. And I can spend it with the Glint MasterCard, just like everyday money, anywhere where MasterCard's accepted in the world. So I literally pay for my hotels, my ride shares, my...
So cool, and I've done that myself, and this is the card. So I'll put this link in the very top of the description. This is like groundbreaking stuff. All right. John Deaton was on Charles Payne's show yesterday. It was excellent. John did a great job, and you should all give John a congratulations on this because he is fighting the good fight.
All right, to say we've hit a rough patch for crypto investors would be an understatement. However, it's got the doubters and naysayers circling like sharks as each day seems to bring more questions and even more bad news. Now, many are saying, hey, listen, this is just part of the curve. It's only natural when you have something like this, something revolutionary like this. But there are still some issues, including legal issues, that feel like a whirlwind. Not sure just yet. Joining me now, crypto law founder, John Deaton. And I want to start with the SEC chair. Yesterday or this week, Gary Gensler, he made some comments, and some aren't sure where he's putting Bitcoin, for instance. Did he say Bitcoin was a commodity? Is it a security? And where does that leave the rest of these cryptos?
Well, Charles, thank you for having me. Gary Gensler came out and finally, after a year, said that Bitcoin is a commodity, but it took him a year to do it. And he didn't comment on any of the other cryptocurrencies. And there's a specific reason for that. He prefers there to be vagueness and regulatory uncertainty, because when there's regulatory uncertainty, it allows him prosecutorial options, right? Because
that gray area.
That gray area.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm on the security side. Believe me, when I first got into business, I found out about the gray area the hard way. Because they're, particularly small, young, and coming into the business, you start a business, and the Wall Street side, there's no, like you said, there's no clear lanes, but they do this deliberately. You think they deliberately leave these gray areas?
Oh, absolutely. Because if you provide guidelines, what do entrepreneurs and companies do, Charles? They meet those guidelines. When you keep it uncertain, it gives you options for him to continue to engage in regulation by enforcement, right? That's how he's doing it. I went on record to say that, to predict that he's going to sue an exchange or two by the end of this year and claim that they're selling unregistered securities other than Bitcoin, but he won't tell you which ones are securities.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right. And it's hard to be ignorant of a law if the law doesn't exist.
Exactly. Absolutely.
It's one thing to say, okay, I didn't know, and it was on the books, but it's really despicable.
It's disgusting,
Really?
is what it is. He keeps going on record to saying these exchanges are selling securities. And then you ask, well, which ones? And he won't say, because now we know from his comment that you just asked me about, he's going to go with they're all securities except for Bitcoin, which makes this Ripple XRP case extremely important.
I want to get to that in a minute,
Absolutely.
but let me just ask about all of the, seemingly endless bad news.
Yep.
Some are saying, hey, you know what, this is a wild, wild west kind of thing. The opportunities are crazy, but, they're there, and this is almost to be expected in a way it could be a good thing if we get something out of it. Maybe guardrails, maybe some regulations. What do you think?
Well, I think that the house of cards are kind of crashing in because you have some of these companies, they have a business model of crypto lending with using highly leveraged strategies. And they offer these 20% or higher leveraged applications, and they can't meet them. And when you get into an illiquid environment like we have today with raising interest rates, liquidity dries up and the house comes crashing down. And I think that eventually will clean the house.
So where is the Ripple case right now?
Well, the Ripple XRP case, and I'm glad you asked because it's something I'm passionate about.
Right.
Today, and I want to make sure I get the number right. Today, Charles, we hit 68,250 people from 61 different countries around the world that have joined to fight the SEC in their overreach and government intrusion. And I want to tell you something. There's a couple thousand of them that don't even own XRP. They just feel like you do. It's disgusting of what's happening.
Right. I mean, and by the way, I did see last time, the last time there was anything from the courts that the CEO of Ripple said it gone, quote, exceedingly well. The notion that so many people want to see this succeed, again, whether you're an investor or not, I think speaks to the idea of freedom, of innovation, of self-determination. And there are a lot of powerful forces out there that don't want to see that happen.
Absolutely. And what I think what's happening is that cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin is one of the few times in history where the individual kind of front run the industry, if you will, and the hedge funds. And personally, I think that Gensler's attack on crypto is to allow the hedge funds and the Wall Streeters to come in, crash the market. They come in and then
by the way,
promote it.
they do that with the stock market all the time. By the way, did you see a guy from Citadel left Citadel to get in the crypto business?
Of course.
Yeah.
The regulators leave and go to crypto too.
All right, John, you're doing a great job. Really.
That's right, folks. These people, I'm telling you, this is all controlled demolition. These people, this is the setup. You got to see what I'm about to show you. I think I put it pretty close here. First, I wanted to point this out. Michael Saylor is buying more Bitcoin for MicroStrategy. And I commented on this because if you're Michael Saylor at this point, you don't have any other option. It's the only way. He has no choice. At this point, he's going to be a hero or a zero. It's as simple as that, and there's no in between. And I don't blame the guy. If I'm in the guy's position, if I'm in his position, I made sure I had a ton of cash set aside because I would have anticipated this. Being a CEO and being in his position, surely he anticipated this, and I'm hoping that that's why he's able to buy right now. They've purchased $10 million worth of Bitcoin here today, I guess, or yesterday. So, and I hope Michael Saylor's right, and I think he is. This is how I think this is all going to happen. I think you're about to see what Perry Ann Boring's talking about here. I think the Bitcoin ETF is coming in, and that's why the reason I'm buying, not Bitcoin. I mean, I may buy a little bit of Bitcoin because I do think Bitcoin's going to they're going to let it survive. And I may buy a little bit of it during this whole dip thing. And the reason I will is because I believe they're going to do this.
So we would love to see a spot Bitcoin ETF. I think it's truly a failure of the SEC that we don't have one today trading in the United States. There are spot Bitcoin ETFs in many other nations around the world, so we're truly behind the ball here. But what's really atrocious about this is that accredited investors and non-accredited investors do not have access to the same products in the public markets.
That's right, and that's how Gary Gensler wants it to remain. But look, so I believe that there's going to be something like this that really sets this market back off, and I believe it's likely that this will be it. I believe that this has all been an engineered takedown of crypto, not just crypto, but the stock market and everything. I think all the power players knew it was going to happen before it happened. They take it down. Think about this. If you're Wall Street, and remember, Wall Street, SEC, all those people, it's the same people. They all know each other. They can pick up the phone and call each other and say, okay, here's what we're going to do now. So against that backdrop, think about it. If you're this is the way I'm thinking about it as an investor. I'm buying these dips as much as I can. I'm not going too crazy because I want to make sure I maintain enough liquidity in case it gets strung out for a longer period of time, which I don't think it's going to. But I'm buying in the dip because, think about it, they take it down and then they say, okay, now let's announce a Bitcoin ETF and take this thing back off, and all the Wall Street guys announce their custody. That's how I think this thing happens. It's all going to happen real fast, and it'll be before you know it. And so that's why I'm buying. Now, today, I'm going to reiterate the point. This was from Goldman Sachs YouTube channel. This was in May, okay? This is the Matthew McDermott, the global head of digital assets. You'll remember my father, the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, has told you 1,000 times, or has told me 1,000 times, that nothing happens without Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. These guys run this whole show. These are the guys that have the puppet strings of the Gary Genslers of the world. Make no mistake about that. He's the perfect toady. But this is what, you're not going to hear this guy talking, oh yeah, we're scared and all this. No. Listen to what he says about the digital asset market.
So, Matt, obviously we've come through this bout of volatility. Things are stabilizing now, but there are still, as you say, lots of opportunities ahead. What are your key messages for investors right now?
It's not too grandiose to say digital assets will bring about a paradigm shift in the financial markets and beyond. Clearly, there was a huge amount of volatility last week, but we continue to see a huge amount of exciting developments across the marketplace. And as we talked about the breadth of the business, when we look at digitizing the life cycle of assets and the profound impact that can have on the financial marketplace in terms of risk reduction, more efficient use of liquidity, and just general efficiencies, we're very excited about that space. Let's not forget, this time last year, we saw a huge amount of depreciation in the crypto market cap. So it's not like we've not been here before. And I think what we're now starting to see is, the development of a maturing marketplace. And so that, with regulations, greater transparency, I think is only a good thing. So we remain very excited about the opportunity, specifically around investment. I think valuations have got kind of a little out of kilter. So perhaps we'll see some more sensible valuations in terms of investment opportunities too.
So think about this. It was finally time for regulations. They take it down, controlled takedown of the economy, and then they get regulations. They announce custody. They announce a Bitcoin ETF, and then what you have is what we'll call here the great rise of crypto. And trust you me, I believe that's coming, and I don't know when. But anyway, today I've showed you the list of the different crypto that I'm buying. I bought the quant dip this morning. This is what I bought some quant this morning. Let me show you just one part. Anytime I'm buying a digital asset, it's not because it's some Mickey Mouse dog coin where everybody says, oh, it went up a lot, I'm going to buy it now. That's not how I buy things. So in the example of today, I'm going to show you one of the many reasons that I've been buying quant, okay? This is the quant board of directors. I'm just going to show you this one guy. His name is Guy Dietrich, okay? He's one of two guys on their board of directors. And I want you to ask yourself, you think Guy knows anything? Watch this. Guy Dietrich is managing director at Rockefeller Capital Management. He has over 35 years of investment experience and is responsible for advising ultra high net worth clients, family offices, foundations, and endowments. Prior to joining Rockefeller, Mr. Dietrich led the largest private wealth management practice for Morgan Stanley Smith Barney in Silicon Valley. Graduated from Dartmouth, was a fellow at Harvard's Advanced Leadership Initiative and advisory board of the Stanford University Institute of Economic Policy and Research. Yeah, I think Guy might know a little bit, folks. So quant was my buy for this morning. I'm the digital asset investor. Let me make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh, look, Ripple in Singapore, over 30 Ripplers spent the day Beyond Social Services, a charity dedicated to helping children and youth from less privileged backgrounds, packing and distributing meals to those in need. I want to make sure I hit a few things here. I'm not going to make this video too long. One of Europe's major crypto exchanges has joined the speeding locomotive that is USDC on Stellar. Yeah, and it couldn't be speeding without the Stellar network. That's the whole point. Everything's going to run on the Stellar network and the XRP ledger. Write it down. This morning, Whitebit announced their platform's integration of USD coin, USDC on Stellar. Let's see what else we have. I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to stop there. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that I believe we're going to have the great rise, the great crypto rise. And I believe it's coming. And I don't think we're going to be in some crypto winter like we were 2018-19. I think that was the period when they were getting their custody and all those things in place. I think they're ready now.